This painful and somehow annoying story will make you understand exactly why people say your ex is not your friend. Also, the fact that the suspect in this tragic case had already left a very crucial clue on her TikTok page without anyone paying attention to it makes this case even more heartbreaking. It was around 7:30 a.m. in the Afashio Community of Edo State, Nigeria, when Mr. Eloje Ezekiel, a father like any other, approached his son Emmanuel's apartment after noticing his absence throughout the previous day. What he found inside the house that morning was a scene he would never forget for the rest of his life. Upon opening the door, Mr. Ezekiel stumbled upon the unresponsive body of Nuruddin, a close friend of his son Emmanuel. The boy was lying still in the corridor. Shocked by this discovery, he quickly moved further into the apartment. Inside the bedroom, he found his 19-year-old son Emmanuel and his 16-year-old girlfriend Ada Samuel, both unresponsive on the bed. Overwhelmed by what he was witnessing, he continued to the living room. There, Mr. Ezekiel saw two brothers, Samuel and Jeffrey Ayegwalo, who were also his son's friends, lying still on the couch. What made this even more painful was the fact that these two brothers were the only children of their parents. It was at this moment that all hell broke loose. He raised an alarm, and neighbors as well as other members of the community rushed to the apartment to witness the heartbreaking scene. Within a matter of hours, 5 young friends had passed away under the same roof and in a manner that left the people running wild with speculations. In a bid to understand what led to the tragic scene they witnessed that day, people came up with a lot of theories. One of the speculations was that the tragic death could have been a result of generator fumes. Now, this particular theory was not strange because there have been several cases in Nigeria where people turn on their generators, get into their rooms, and never wake up again. However, there was no report on how close Emmanuel's apartment was to the generator house. Also, they didn't just move into the apartment. They have been living here for quite a while, so it was less likely that they would have experimented with the positioning of their generator to such an extent that the fumes would be directed into their apartment. People also suspected the painful incident to have been a result of food poisoning. This suspicion must have stemmed from the fact that they found a plate of catfish peppersoup inside the apartment. However, no one knew the source of the said food, and they also couldn't come up with the possible motive for why anyone would want to take out all 5 friends at once. The police were called to the scene and they carried out their preliminary investigations. They evacuated the 5 bodies from the apartment and planned on continuing their investigation on them. However, some families of the deceased, who were likely Muslims, requested that the police release the corpse of their loved one for burial. The police later agreed to the family's demand and subsequently released the corpse for burial. The days that followed were full of chaos and confusion. The police had launched their investigation into uncovering the circumstances surrounding the sudden demise of the 5 youths. However, it appeared as if the community was not entirely depending on the police for answers to the horrific incident. 3 days after the discovery was made, the police received information that a suspect alleged to be responsible for the tragic death of the 5 individuals was about to be subjected to jungle justice by the youths of the community. The police quickly mobilized their men and then rushed down to the scene to rescue 16-year-old Aisha Suleiman. Aisha, who was also staying in the same community as the victims, was taken in by the police for questioning. It was discovered that Aisha was once in a relationship with one of the victims. Aisha was established to have been the ex-girlfriend of Emmanuel, the owner of the apartment where the tragedy took place. No one really knows how their relationship ended, but judging from the aftermath of their breakup, it is very likely that something must have gone wrong in one way or the other to motivate her to take such a brutal action. The community members had done their findings and realized that it was indeed Aisha who cooked the catfish pepper soup found in Emmanuel's apartment. Based on this finding, they concluded that she was the one who poisoned the 5 victims. Now, no one knows for sure what went through Aisha's mind as she planned her act of revenge. But a quick search on her TikTok page showed that she had a rather disturbing perspective on relationships. In one of her posts, she spoke about how a relationship is being overhyped and portrayed it to be something that makes one overthink, feel insecure, cry every night, feel entitled, and experience fake love, promises, and lies. However, this was not the post that gave away her capability of doing evil. Among her numerous videos and images was this disturbing picture. I believe that this post will likely go a long way to explain the motive behind the horrific act. In that post, Aisha promised that there would definitely be tears in the house or family of anyone who wishes her bad, and that the said tears would be that of sorrows. Now, judging from the tragic incident witnessed by the community that day, it is very possible that this post was being addressed to the late Emmanuel. It is also very likely that the poisoned food was intended for Emmanuel alone, but his friends and girlfriend were just unlucky to share the meal that day. However, one aspect that is still not clear is how the food got to him in the first place. It is not known if Emmanuel personally requested the meal from Aisha or if she cooked and presented it to him as a kind gesture. Regardless of the how and the why, one clear thing is the fact that the poisoned meal was saved, and as soon as it was consumed, all laughter turned into agony. It is also scary to know that some girls are in support of what Aisha is alleged to have done. No matter what happens in a relationship, no one deserves to lose his or her life over it. The saddest thing is that whatever befell Emmanuel's friend is something that can easily happen to anyone. We cannot be too careful in life, so this is the kind of crime that should be condemned by everyone. The Commissioner of Police has promised to leave no stone unturned in the investigation of this case. At the time of making this video, Aisha did not admit to being responsible for the horrific incident. She claimed innocence, and there is still a chance that she could be innocent of the alleged crime. Because if you think about it with an open mind, there are a lot of things that could go wrong in cooking. It could have been the ingredients used or the actions of a third party which she may not be aware of. As we wait for the police to carry out their investigation and also get to the root of this crime, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that you will be promptly notified whenever I publish an update on this case. May their souls rest in peace. This is True Crime Tony. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe.